Hello guys, and welcome to another MK Mobile video. Guys, today we are doing our tier list after the last two updates have passed. And I have changed it a little bit. As you can see, I have Godlike tier, great, very good, good, and decent, serviceable. So the worst characters will be ranked as decent, serviceable. Ever since my last video of Leatherface, basically proving that Leatherface can be useful against bosses in specific situations, I don't consider him trash, which basically means that there is no diamond in the game which I consider trash. So the worst possible tier will be the decent or serviceable one. So let's start with Assassin Kitana, who goes right straight into the decent serviceable tab. Very squishy, unfortunately terrible special to bad against bosses, so yeah, she's just decent. Black Dragon Cabal is currently good because he was nerfed or bugged, probably bugged. If you don't have power on tag and if you mess your stun on tag, you have terrible time getting to special 2, so you can do his the best thing he can do, like unblockable special 2 deals insane amount of damage. The problem is how do you get there? Also Kano and Cabal are there. Kano has low stats, in general low damage. He can be useful in survival mode, not that great against bosses. The same can be said about Tremor. Actually, if they rework Tremor in a way that you can choose before the battle whether he is in gold form or whether he is in lava form, he can be much better character. Unfortunately, he changes the stance on every single special attack, and this is the thing that I hate about him. On the contrary, Black Dragon Erwin Black is a great character. He has very good basic attacks. Basically, you can play him without Block Breaker. He has a cripple on special 1, and also he can join almost any team, actually any team. And he can give you bonus survival mode every single season. That's incredible. Circle Shadow Jax Bricks is serviceable. He still has low damage, and his passive sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't work. And on top of that, he's not really great against bosses. So, no. Circle Shadow Kitana is very good. Currently, she's better than the Black Dragons below, because she's one of the best characters for survival mode. Unfortunately, outside of survival mode, she's not that great. I even saw people who completed 15 battles in the Elder Tower survival mode without tagging her out. This is how great she can be. Circle Shadow Kung Lao is a great character, absolutely amazing. You give him Viper Hood, and he's just simply immortal. Circle Shadow Quan Chi is a great character, very good support. He doesn't require Block Breaker because of his passive. Also very good special 2. Not a great special 1, but in general, very useful character in almost any game mode. Sub-Zero, good in every game mode. Not great, not the best, but still very solid character. Erwin Black, again, so fun to play, especially now with his equipment. You just spam special 1 and have fun. Really amazing character. Deadred Jade, I'm sorry, she's just good. She has very good special 2, which shield got nerfed in a way that now you don't get it every single special 2, which is unfortunate. Before this nerf or rework or whatever, you could use it to defeat bosses, even if Jade was Fusion 0. Unfortunately, now you cannot. Deadred Kitana is great. Her only problem is that she's terrible against bosses, and her passive is kind of useless against bosses, which is sad. Dark Emperor Liu Kang is a great character. Circle Shadow Liu Kang, sorry. Dark Emperor Liu Kang is simply pretty great in Faction Wars. Every single Faction Wars, basically, variation or whatever, but against the bosses he loses a big part of his passive, and in Faction, not in Faction Wars, but in Towers he loses it, so yeah, he's just great. Dark Fate Terminator, terrible, really terrible card, so boring to play, but at the same time he has value that you cannot be denied, so I have to agree that he's a great character, even though I don't like playing with him, he's so boring. Fire God Liu Kang is great against, he misses one game mode in his arsenal, and this game mode is called Boss Fights. His passive simply cannot be triggered fast enough against bosses, and that's unfortunate. Nightmare Freddy Krueger is very good, probably the best damage dealer in the game. Unfortunately, he requires skill and specific items not to work, so he's kind of situational. Also not the greatest card to have against bosses. Classic Goro is very good. One of the best supports in the game. He can join almost any team, give value to it. It feels like he gives you a rat hammer to every single of your characters, so I don't understand why people don't like him. On top of that, he has the fastest tagging out speed, which basically enables another character that loves tagging in to do it more often. So definitely Classic Goro is a very good card. Guardian Terminator is great, just amazing. He's special to rocks, and if you have the Dark Mantle, he is absolutely unstoppable. Hellspawn Scorpion, probably the best support for martial artists, really solid card. I cannot think of any drawbacks. Probably, yeah, he's not great against bosses. Because, I mean, he doesn't have snare or anything. And he cannot put anybody in stun loop or any special attack loop, so not that great against bosses. And his supportive value against bosses is good, but not that good compared to the other game modes. Injustice Raiden is an S, godlike character. His only drawback, and that's why we're putting him to the right. Basically, if a character in the godlike tier is to the left, which I consider him to be a little bit better than the others. So the problem with Injustice Raiden is that he's just an Elder God, so he's difficult to be supported, and also he just gives you bonus survival mode just one season. Apart from that, he's impeccable. Jade is very good. When she works, she's amazing. When she doesn't work, she's not that amazing. This is the best way I can describe her. Jax. This Jax is good. Actually, no, he's just good. With his equipment, he's great, but how many people will have his equipment maxed out? So I think that he ranks as a good character. Unfortunately, his passive requires a rework. Classic Rain is absolute godlike tier, the best character in the game in my opinion. He simply has no drawbacks. His only drawback is that he doesn't give bonus survival mode because it's bugged. I mean, I don't understand why those new characters don't give bonus survival mode, right? But the point is he can be good in every game mode. He's one of the best supports in the game, one of the best fighters in the game, one of the best special 1 spammers in the game, one of the best special 2 spammers in the game, one of the best dots makers in the game. It is true that he requires specific items to be a dot spammer, but you can give him specific items and he can inflict 3 bleeds on the entire enemy team. No other character can do that. So yeah, definitely Classic Rain is absolutely godlike character. Reptile is a great card, amazing in every single game mode apart from bosses, because the bosses cannot be poisoned, unfortunately. Classic Liu Kang is an absolute S. One of the best, if not the best support in the game, one of the best boss fighters, good at Fusion Zero, good in every game mode, so yeah, godlike character. Classic Raiden, I consider Classic Raiden better than Injustice Raiden, because Classic Raiden is much better than Injustice Raiden in survival mode. When it comes to bosses, of course, Classic Raiden is not better than Injustice Raiden. However, if you have Classic Raiden team, then Classic Raiden is not terrible against bosses, so he's definitely a godlike character. Cold War Scorpion is great, stun on special 1, shield on special 2, pretty cool. And he looks like an Ant-Man if you take a look at him. Cold War Sonya she's just good. She's slow, kind of clumsy. Her passive is okay, survival mode for the first 8 seconds, which can save you from if the enemy starts with X-Ray. Apart from that, she's just okay, nothing special. Cold War Sub-Zero is just like Circle of Shadow Sub-Zero, really good, solid character, good in every game mode. Scarlet is, I would put her here, very good. Basically, she has Regeneration on Special 2, which is amazing for a diamond, so definitely she is in a very good spot. Leatherface is decent. I'm sorry, even with the latest things about Leatherface, I tried pulling the strategy with Leatherface on with a gold character and I failed miserably. So it can work, but you need to set up perfectly. We need to have the specific items for it to work, and you need to have the specific characters for it to work. For instance, with Classic Kano, guys, is so squishy. If a boss just sneezes, he dies. So it is not really amazing. So yeah, I think he's decent. In certain situations, he can be very good against certain bosses, against certain boss battles. For instance, the boss battle with the Blood Bomb that basically deals damage to the entire team. It can make sure that Leatherface gets enraged because he'll be losing health, and you can take this into your advantage so that he can deal an insane amount of damage. But apart from that, still I'm not convinced that he's anything else than decent or serviceable character. I wouldn't even say that he's good. Definitely not trash though. I'm not saying that he's trash anymore. MK11 Scorpion is a total S. I think he has slight advantage to Classic Liu Kang. Reason being, MK11 Scorpion is better than Classic Liu Kang Fusion Zero. Also, he's a dual class character, which means that he'll be giving you more points in survival mode, while Classic Liu Kang is just a martial artist. And on top of that, there is something that MK11 Scorpion can do much better than Classic Liu Kang, and that's dots. And dots are really important in difficult tower matches between bosses. So MK11 Scorpion has a slight edge in my opinion. I know I change my opinion quite often, but the real deal team, guys, any boss battle, any non-boss battle, when the enemy team doesn't have MK11 Jade and they're not immune to dots, the real deal team just can destroy them. This is how good it is. And the key player in the real deal team is MK11 Scorpion, so definitely he deserves to be not better than Classic Rain, but still pretty solid. Fujin is a great character. He can put people in stun lock forever unless they resist the stun. If they cannot do that, that's fine. Also, he has a combo in their cripple, so pretty cool. Jade is a great character, the top of the great tier. She's really good. Unfortunately, I want her to be deleted from the game, so I'll stop it there. I'm kidding, guys. Kabao is good again. He's currently so slow that he's almost unplayable. Still, you can use him to revert some stunts. Nightwolf is very good. Not great as a fighter. Decent support, especially for the MK11 team. Noob Saibot, guys, I want to put him as a godlike character, but he simply isn't, because he is not good against bosses, not at all. I'm not saying he's terrible, he will be still useful so that you can do death marks, but in a general case, not really great. Every time when I play Noob Saibot against bosses, the only place where I use him is just to apply some death marks and just to execute bosses by executing his brutality, and that's it. But apart from the death marks, I can do brutality with any other diamond, so yeah, he's a great, top tier, great character. I think that he's better than Jade, but still very not that great against bosses. I'm sorry. I love this character, like honestly my favorite MK11 character, but still I will not put him here because he's simply not that good compared to the other 5 characters in my opinion. MK11 Raiden, brutal special 2 that can destroy anybody, especially the team soaked. So here, MK11 Rain goes here. What not to love about him? Great against bosses, very good. The only problem with MK11 Rain is that in order to take advantage of the team soak, you need to have specific equipment at high fusion. Otherwise, it won't work. It will have like 20% chance of team soak or something. Not cool. Sindel is. I reckon Sindel is great. Yeah, why not? She has shoot, break, on tag, extremely high damage and useful passive, so I consider her as a great character. Shansung, a great character, not amazing against bosses, this is the reason why he goes here. Sub-Zero, again, very useful. Unfortunately, his value as a fighter is very low. He's a very useful support. Good assassin, but as a fighter, he just not that great. Cassie is very good. Very good disabler. She attacks in, applies slow, steals power. Unfortunately, against bosses, not that great. And yeah, basically this is it. This is what I can say about her. She lacks something. Melina is great. Once again, the reason why she doesn't go here is because she's not great against bosses. Nobody uses Ravenous Melina against bosses. Her passive, literally 50% of it doesn't work. And that's unfortunate. Jason is very good, just like Assassin Jade. He relies on chance. Kenshi and Ronin Kitana goes to the good. Kenshi and Ronin Kitana, the 2 better Ronin members, and the Ronin Takeda goes to decent, serviceable. I'd never liked Ronin Takeda. I just don't like him. Kitana has the highest toughness in the game. You can use it so that you don't take any critical hit damage. And Kenshi just deals insane amount of damage, which can be useful against bosses. But still, they are much better boss fighters compared to Kenshi. Strike Force Johnny and Strike Force Scorpion go straight to the godlike tier. I don't know where to put them. Probably like this or like this. It's so difficult to decide. All these characters are great, guys. Strike Force Johnny is great in survival mode and against bosses, one of the best boss killers in the game. Strike Force Scorpion is one of the best boss killers in the game, one of the best supports in the game. He has stun on special 1, regenerational special 2, can support almost, actually not almost, he can support any team in the game. This is how great he is. He can put people in still lock, so what can I say about him? Amazing. Shao Kahn is very good. He can start with 4 bars of power, just execute anybody with just 1 special 2. This is how good he is. I don't care whether he's slow or not. Assassin Scarlet is very good. I think she's slightly above Cold War Scarlet because she can basically chain her special 1 after combo ender, while Cold War Scarlet cannot do that. And she is a very useful addition to the real deal team. So MK11 Scarlet is good. She's the worst MK11 card in my opinion. But she can be still useful. She has the highest health in the game, right? Davora is decent. I'm sorry guys, Davora. Her passive simply requires to be updated. It's so outdated, it's just funny. But anyways guys, this is my tier list. Please let me know whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me, and see you next time guys. Take care.
Perfect.